Okay.
That's the most important thing. Just have a conversation.
All right. Hi, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. And today I'll be sharing with you about how you can make your video content engaging. So, but before that, I actually invited a good friend of mine. His name is Jit. So Jit is the founder of Ideas and Inspiration, and his YouTube channel has about 200,000 subscribers. And he's one of the person that I looked up to in terms of YouTube, creating engaging content, and he is someone whom actually the videos in Ideas and Inspiration have been picked up by Goldcast and Daily Motivation, and I'm actually bringing him on board to also share his thoughts and his journey on how did he do video content that are engaging, especially on his YouTube channel. So let's bring him up. Hi, Jay.
Hello, hi Renee. Thanks for having me on your show. Well done on finally going live.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay,
Yeah.
so as I was mentioning earlier, I'm going to share on the how to create how to actually make your video content engaging, and I believe that you are someone who can also share some of your tips because of your YouTube channel that has been growing until now, and right now I think it's about 200,000 over
Yeah, I think
subscribers, right?
yeah, we're just very fortunate to see this kind of growth. It was something
Yeah.
that I think you should know. It was never planned for, but to have this kind of growth out of a sudden, it's just very, I would say, motivating. It's very enriching. It's empowering, and it just shows us that we're on the right track and we're doing the right things. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
So I personally will be sharing 3 tips later on. But before that, I'm gonna I'm gonna pick your brain a little bit in terms of probably share your journey or share your experience on how to actually create or how to actually make your video content engaging, because I feel that I mean, as you know, the one goal that you should have when you create video content, right? It is supposed to, you have to basically make it as engaging as possible. Am I right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, because I feel that I personally feel that engaging videos will be far more effective in any niche that you are in, or in any field that you are in. So if I mean, for those who are actually watching, right, if you have not created videos for your business, for your content, you should actually create it now, because statistics do say that 81% of people out there actually watch videos because they want to know more about you, they want to know more about your business, and they want to know about your thought process. So yes, back to the question, Jit. How
Yeah.
do your personal opinion or your personal thoughts on how to actually create or make your videos content engaging?
Yeah, I think you see that is very good question for sure, because the reality, like you said, is that the world has moved digital. It's been
Yeah.
going on for a while now. Everything has moved to the digital space, so that's the reason why even when it comes to content marketing, it's videos, because
Yes.
videos captures attention. And I suppose right now, with what's going on globally, with the pandemic and the lockdowns everywhere, even in Singapore, we are going through the circuit breaker, and we're finally coming out of the circuit breaker a little bit. It has reinforced this notion that people had that videos are important, because this is how we're doing things now. People are selling whatever services that they're selling online these days without having that ability to do face-to-face selling anymore. Training industry, speaking industry, everything is being done virtually now. Online training is at a boom right now, because that's how people are consuming information. Even right now with content creators, like myself, we are on YouTube, we're creating content, and it's all video based. So with videos, the number one goal for any form of video that we are making, whether it's for content marketing to sell a service, a product or service, or if it's just educational content that we're putting up on YouTube and then monetizing it, or online training programs, webinars that we are creating, the goal has to be about making it engaging. Because if not, what's the point, right? What's the point of doing a video and
Yes.
having it up there if it's not going to be engaging? Then people are
Yeah.
not going to watch it. They're just going to watch a while, and they're going to realize, hey, this
Yeah.
content does not, I'm not attracted to this content. There's nothing in this for me as a viewer, and I'm just going to move on to the next content. And so that has to be there. The content must be engaging. And I think that's got to be the first principle every content creator, everyone that's making videos have got to remember, that it's got to be engaging. Because if it's not engaging, what's the point? People are not going to watch it. That's going to be a dropout. So
Yeah,
once
true.
you realize, that the content has to be engaging, now, in my opinion, the next question is you have to be very clear behind what is the intent of your video. What's the intent of the video that you're making? For example, again, like I said, you may be making the video to sell a product or a service. It could be an ad video, where you've got only about maybe 15, 20 seconds to have this video up to get the attention of people to sell a product or a service. The video that you're making could be a 20-minute training video that you are putting it up on YouTube to train people on a certain skill. It could be part of an online training module that you're probably going to put up, let's just say, on platforms like Udemy or Skillshare, for people to now buy those online programs and consume them. Or it could be just a vlog that you're doing, to share with people. As an influencer, you're sharing with people what your lifestyle is, your daily life is, and just as a pure vlogger. Once you know what your intent is, that means the purpose of your video, now you can start creating the kind of videos that's going to fit or suit your audience. Because people who are signing up for a training program have got very different expectations from people who are watching bite-sized educational content, like 15 minutes and under on YouTube. Same goes, people who are looking at advertisements on YouTube or Instagram, they know it's an ad the moment they see it. But some people still do watch ads, but their expectations now is very different, which means within the first 10, 15 seconds, you must get them already, because sometimes that's all you have, right? 15 seconds to make an ad. If you're doing a vlog, whether it's a food vlog, now you've got to know what kind of videos are already existing in the marketplace that's gaining a lot of traction, and you want to keep your timing between that, because once you know what your intent is, you will now know what are the kind of audiences that's going to be attracted to the kind of videos that you're making. Then you want to keep to what I like to say is the formula for success by modeling excellence. That means modeling the success of what other people have already done. If you want to make a food diary, let's just say a food vlog, there's already a lot of other people who've got successful food vlogs. It doesn't mean you cannot be just as successful, but for a start, just go and see what are they doing in terms of the length of the video, the kinds of editing that they're doing, the kinds of angles, what are they doing? Because obviously, they have a huge following. That means they have a measure of success in terms of creating engaging content. And for a start, what you're doing is you're modeling excellence. You're looking at what's working, and then you are implementing it for your own videos. And after that, once you are more familiar with it, then you can look into how you can adapt it and bring in your own flavor, your own feel, your own dimension to those kinds of videos. Okay, so simply put, you have to know the intent, so that then you know what kind of videos to make, who your target audiences are. And I suppose one other principle you got to remember is this: when it comes to creating engaging content, when it comes to creating engaging video content, especially for the digital space, I think we must remember this. And I learned this the hard way as well, which is, in the digital space, the online audience have the luxury to click away at any point of time. Okay, so it changes the whole ballgame, the whole dynamics of video. Because in the past, when we were watching, let's just say broadcast TV, and when we are
Yeah.
watching broadcast TV, whether it's a channel 5 or channel 8, we are watching a TV show and we all are familiar with advertisements coming in between. So more often than not, when an ad comes on, if we were to think about it, most people might just sit down because they know that ads are only going to play for about 2 or 3 minutes before the program continues. So 2 or 3 minutes, they will just sit there, take that as a little breather, and then once the ads are done, then the program will resume. Some people used to take that as the break they needed, whether it's the toilet break, whether it's to
Yeah.
go and make top up that cup of coffee or grab something from the fridge for a quick munch, and then they come back and they continue with the programming because choices were quite limited before. There
Yeah.
was only just a few broadcast TV channels, and
Mm.
if you've only got that, so it's either you watch what's on or you just switch off the whole TV. But with the online space these days, it's very different because
Fast. Mm.
it's got unlimited content.
Yep.
You go to YouTube, there's so much of content on YouTube, which means 30 seconds into a video, if I don't like what I'm seeing, if it's not engaging, it's not capturing my attention, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to click to another video. I'm not going
Yes.
to wait and see if this gets better. I'm
Mm.
not going to wait and hope that, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure there's going to be some golden nuggets. In fact, no, I'm not going to wait for all that. I'm going to decide in the first 30 to 45 seconds whether I want to continue watching this video or not. Because if it's not for me, I'm not going to waste my time. I'm just going to
Yeah.
click away and I'm going to go to something else. That's the luxury of that's the luxury that the online audiences today enjoy. Okay,
Yep.
and that is why it is so important for you to create engaging videos because you don't have a lot of time. If you have a 20-minute video that you're making, and if you're keeping all the best stuff to the end of the video, and a lot of fluff in the beginning, a lot of credibility, you're trying to establish credibility, you're trying to do all kinds of things except get to the point, guess what's going to happen? By the time you get to the point, you don't have anyone that's watching, and those videos are not going to go viral.
Correct.
So yeah, so if you ask me, for us, that's what I've learned. Even when
Mm.
producing ideas and inspiration videos these days, my goal is always this: get to the point straight away. If the video is about how to create engaging content, like what we're doing here today, we got into it straight away, so that we give people what they came for,
Yes, that's
and
true.
then we can move on with another flow. But yeah, you don't have a lot of time. So get to the point. I suppose that would be my other tip for engaging videos. Just
Yeah.
get to the point.
Correct. I think just like you mentioned about creating content for your audience. I feel that is something that is one of the tip that I'm actually going to share, which is
Okay.
actually my first tip, and it's
Yep.
know your audience. So I think
Fantastic.
this is something that everybody knows and everybody have heard before that uh, they heard a lot of time that you have to create content around your audience.
Hmm.
So you sometimes have idea what you want to put up, you have idea on what you like, but if you actually ask your audience on what
Yep.
they want to see, I think that is something that your video can be better and be
Hmm.
engaging as well. So I think one of the experience that I want to share is the other day, I think last week, I did a poll on my Instagram. So to actually ask what kind of content they want to see on my YouTube channel and also my Instagram. So after, because I put it on IG story, so it's after 24 hours, I managed to collate the feedback or the poll, and it seems that people want to know how to make engaging content. So here
And there
we
you
are.
go, right? And
Yeah.
here we are doing this,
Here we are
based,
doing.
based on what your audience wants.
Yes, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So you have to know your audience,
Yeah.
and after you know what your audience want you to do or want you to create, then you go ahead creating that particular video according
Exactly.
to what your audience wants. Then after
Because
that you upload. Yeah.
Yeah, because the reality is this, right? There's no point selling basketball shoes to a football player. The
True.
football player wants to buy football shoes. He may buy a basketball shoe just one or two pairs just for maybe for us, like just for style or for
Yeah.
fashion. But he's not going to be using a basketball shoe the way the shoe was intended to be used. Who would buy a basketball shoe? Basketball
Basketball
players.
players.
So you've got to cater to your audience and what your audience wants. But if you don't know what your audience wants, then you're going to fall into this trap where you
Mm,
start doing things in accordance to what you like,
mm,
instead of to the likings of your audience.
yeah.
So we have to remember that, because with video,
Mm,
again, any kind of videos that we are making, what we are doing essentially is we are selling an idea. It
right.
doesn't matter, even if it's not an ad video, that means you're
Mm,
not really selling a product or a service. What we have to remember is we are selling an idea. Educational videos are always selling a lot of ideas. When we are selling an idea, we have to remember this. Sell the way the buyer wants to buy it. Don't sell
true.
the way we want to
We
buy
want
it,
to,
because
yeah.
we are very different from our buyers, right? so
Yes.
so I couldn't agree more with you
Mm,
on the first point, being know your audience, because it is the foundation of engaging content, because different audiences like different things. It's a fact, you
true.
know yeah.
Okay, before that, let me just say hi to people who are watching this video. Hello, Matt King. Hello, Max. Hello, Rose. And hello, Azura. Yeah, Jit is here to share his knowledge. And hello, Ken Tong. Hello. Today I don't wear my glasses. All right. So uh, like I mentioned earlier, you have to know your audience. All right, know your audience, and after you have basically uploaded your basically you have uploaded your videos on YouTube or any other platforms, you can check for signs of engagement. Like the likes, the comments, the new subscribers, the audience attention rate. I just want to share with you some of the social media platform like YouTube and Instagram. They have inbuilt analytics, so make use of that. Look for the engagements, the likes, the comments, and the attention rate. Especially, I think attention rate is something that is very very useful when you want to know whether your videos are engaging or not. So if you have a very good amount of these things, that means you are creating engaging content. Yeah, but if you don't, you might want to create more poll and ask your audience. You might want to create a feedback form so that your audience actually submit their interests, let you know your opinions, share their voice, so that you can, it's some sort like it make your life easier to create content, I would say. Yeah, so it's actually giving what your audience want. Yeah, so another way to get feedback or get pull from your audience is to actually see to actually check the places your audience are hanging out, like Facebook group, like
Yep.
Twitter hashtag. Like what are they talking, what are they commenting, what are their pinpoints. So these are the things that you can know what you can know your audience, like what they want to get out of it. Yes. So I'm going to go into my second tip. Then maybe you share your opinion, okay?
Sure.
Right.
I'm learning, by the way. I'm still listening. I'm still learning. So I may even have questions for you. By the way, are guest interviewees allowed to ask questions, or do I need to type it in the chat box as well?
Oh yes, okay. Let me put it up for you. All right. Okay. So if you are here in the live YouTube live, you can type in your question in the chat box below. And I think I have question down there. And the Mac King. Okay, let me put up the question. Maybe Jit can help on this.
I thought
Okay,
you were
so
allowing me to ask questions.
can you can ask questions. So, okay, so this question, right, is from Matt King. Matt King is a friend of mine who's, I think, about 2 years already. Yeah, so he is actually a hypnotist. Yes, so he asked his target audience or his target customer is people with depression or anxiety, and these people wouldn't generally comment on a video of his because they wouldn't want their friends to know. So how can Matt King knows that his videos are engaging?
Well, you see, the reality is this, okay? Commenting is just one form of engagement.
Yeah.
And I'm going to share purely from a point of having videos up on YouTube because that's what I'm most familiar with. Okay.
Yes.
And on YouTube itself, there are a lot of different markers you can look at. So in YouTube, if you go to
Correct.
YouTube analytics, there's a whole lot of things you can look at. Comments is just one marker for engagement, but it's
Yeah.
not the only marker.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, what's more important than people writing comments is actually how long they watch that video. And
Yeah.
this is actually called the retention rate of your
Yeah.
video. So for every video that you upload on YouTube, you can go to YouTube analytics, look at the specific analytics for the video itself, and you want to go and look at what is the retention rate of your video. That means if you're uploading a video that's 20 minutes long, how many minutes are people watching in general? Do you have a 10% retention rate? Do you have a 20% retention rate? Do you have a 30% retention rate? Because that will give you an indication whether your content is engaging or not. Because
Yeah.
people don't have to comment to watch the whole video, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a topic like what you said, where it's depression and anxiety and it's mental health issues. These are all topics that are very personal. And people who are generally experiencing it would not want to be putting it out there, for the simple reason that, it's something that they are dealing with and it's not to be put out in the open. Some are comfortable with it, some are not. So you wouldn't expect them to write comments. Some may not even want to ask questions publicly. So this is when I think you also must have that option for people to ask you questions privately. That means don't look at the comment section as the sole marker for engagement. Look at the retention rate because you want people watching your videos. And the longer people watch your videos, the higher the chance of that video going viral. Believe it or not, and this is an honest fact, looking at the videos that we have and the videos that have gone viral on our channel, and also doing a lot of studying onto success strategies for other YouTube content creators. If you can get a 40% retention rate, 40 to 45% retention rate, that's actually very good. Very, very good. In other words, right, 50% of the people who watch your videos won't finish your videos. So don't get too caught up with that. But if you can get 50%, 40 to 50% people who actually watch the entire video, that's a very good marker. Where you don't want to be at is in the 10 to 20% range. Because again, if you have a 20-minute video and people are only watching 10% of that 20-minute video, that means people are dropping off after 2 minutes. That's not good. That means in that first 2 minutes, people are not getting what they signed up for. They are not getting the kind of information, they're not getting the kind of engagement, they're not getting value out of the content that you're putting up, and they're clicking away. Because you know why? They can just do another search and they can get the content that they're looking for. So that is why engagement is so important. And my tip still goes back to get to the point, but more importantly, also make sure you're adding value. If your video is on helping people with anxiety, within that first 30 seconds to 45 seconds, teach them something about getting over anxiety. Let them see that your videos are not about fluff. You're not wasting their time. You are getting to the point and giving them what they came for in the first place. And if you can stick to that formula, trust me, you will get your retention rate. People will watch your videos for a long time, even if they don't engage with the video in the form of writing comments and asking questions, your retention percentage will still be very high, and your video will stand a very good chance to go viral. So I hope that answers the question itself.
Yeah, I totally agree with Jit, because like I mentioned earlier, the popular social media platform, they have inbuilt analytics, or inbuilt analytics. So look out for that. You, even if you want to know what kind of content that you should put up, do a poll, because when you do a poll, it's only you can actually read the poll. Only
Yeah.
you can actually read the feedback. So with the feedback, with the poll, you are able to know what kind of content you should actually put up in your YouTube channel, or your Facebook, or your Instagram, because like what Manking say, his customer might not want to,
Yeah.
put out the question in the comment.
Yeah.
So give them an option so that they can be private with you. Then you know what kind of video content that you can put up
Yeah. And I suppose
on.
this also comes back to the earlier point which I made, which is knowing the intent behind your video,
Yeah.
right? Because if your
Correct.
intent is to help people,
Mm.
then whether or not they comment shouldn't matter. We should not be on the computer waiting to see, hey, you know what,
Comment.
how many likes have I got, how many
Yeah.
comments have I got. Then it becomes that in the intent for the video was to accumulate likes and
Yeah.
comments, which is
Yeah.
what's happening on social media these days. We put a photo up on Facebook. Every 10 minutes we are checking, okay, what's the number now, how many likes do I have, how many comments do I have. So, and then we forget of the intent of the video in the first place. It
Mm.
becomes that need, that validation, that external validation, I call it, through likes and comments. And I think that takes away the value from the video. So remember,
Yeah.
we are not doing, there's a right way of doing things, and then there's of course the popular way of doing things, and sometimes the right way may not be the popular way. And for me, it's always been, or at least a principle that's always been close to my heart, and something that we use till today, is to make it about the viewer. Whatever that
Yeah.
we're making it about the viewer. I don't care about the likes, the views. Honestly, with ideas and inspiration, I was just sharing this today on a Facebook post. When we first started this in 2018, it was never about going viral or getting 200,000 subscribers. We were very happy with 200 subscribers for the first 1.5 years. The show still went on. We still
Yeah.
did our live events. We still produced great quality videos. We had it up on the channel for whoever that found it useful. If
Yep.
10 people benefited from the videos that we were making and we were only getting 10 views, so be it, because
Yeah.
the intent was to help whoever who needed help. It was not about monetizing the channel. So of course, right now, knowing on the importance, or I would say, or the potential of monetizing through YouTube's and advertising. So now, of course, the focus is, of course, how can we make more videos go viral? Because it also allows us to reach more people, help more people, while staying true to our mission, which is to help people and at the same time not earn from the people that we're helping. So right now, we earn ad revenues. So always remember back on the intent. That will keep us on track to what we are doing and creating engaging content.
Right. Okay. Let's get into tip number 2. So tip number 2 is very close to my heart, and I actually shared this a lot of times, whether offline or online, and I even created a video on this. Is to be very clear, meaning to say that what are videos without audio?
Okay.
Right. Yeah. So it's basically basically I would say that you break a great video with a bad audio, because I feel that audiences are okay, or generally they are willing to watch a low quality visual, but when it comes to audio that is bad, they will just click away, or they just swipe out, and they just don't want to watch your video anymore, because video is a mixture of two elements. It's visual which is the picture, and also the sound, which is the audio. So it has to be balanced, and I feel that it is very important for me to. I personally feel that it's very important for you to invest on good microphones. Yeah, and I think Jit has been investing on microphones for that
Yeah, yeah.
also.
Based on your advice, anyway. I
Yeah,
think
so
you know this. I've been just very happy shooting videos before this just with my phone without
yeah,
even an external microphone. And these days I have stuff like this. Let me just bring it here. Stuff like
yeah.
this. With shotgun microphones. I've got the condenser microphones and all that.
See,
And
oh
that's
Lord.
all courtesy of you. Yeah, but I think it's important. You're absolutely
Yeah.
right about the
Mm,
audio part, right? It's so
yeah.
important. We can listen to, the reality is this, right? We can listen to podcasts with
Yes.
no video
Videos.
whatsoever and just listen
Yes.
to audio. But can you imagine watching a video
Without
without
audio.
any audio, and to make that worse, no subtitles, no captions at all? So basically you're just looking
Yes.
at people, and their mouths are moving but nothing is happening. And
Yeah.
what's worse
Yeah.
than that, I suppose, is you can hear but you can't hear, and that's bad
Yeah.
quality audio, right? And that's very
Correct, correct,
frustrating.
correct, correct. It's the same if you watch a movie. I mean, I think the audio makes the whole movie better, because you will anticipate in terms of the music. You can feel a lot of emotions just by watching, just by listening to the music or listening to audio. So really, make sure that if you are creating video, just be sure that your audio is of good quality. And whether what type of microphones you should buy, it also depends on what kind of videos that you are creating. Like for example, lav mic, USB mic. So usually nowadays lav mic are all available for both phone, DSLR, and even laptops or even computers. So nowadays it's very very easy to get, and
Yeah.
it's something that you really must invest on whenever you want to create videos. Yeah,
Hmm.
so just be sure that your audio is as of tip top condition. Just another tip that if I may share is, if for example you are creating video inside like maybe your room, and just make sure that there's not much of an echo, because it also somehow what do you call it, you somehow like make it as a bad audio as well, because there's a lot of echo going on and noises going on. So what you can do is, if you don't have the ability to maybe cushion your room, you can add in like curtains, you can add in carpets, you can add in uh, tables, like it
You
doesn't
can
have to
stuff you can
be.
stuff a lot of soft toys in the room
Yeah.
where it's not being seen, right?
Yeah, you can even stuff like what bean bags, to
Yeah.
to basically absorb the echo, so that your audio will be crisp, and your audience want to actually watch your videos throughout, and that will actually make your audience retention better.
Really, so while we're
Right.
on the topic of audio,
Yes.
okay, so here's I've got a question as well for you, which
Okay.
is, what about like music soundtrack? Because I actually had this question the other day,
Mm.
that is it important or not important to have like music in the background of your videos? Does it really help with creating engaging content, or is it negligible? Like you don't need it. It's a nice to have, but it doesn't really make a difference.
If you were to okay, if you were actually create a video that is like talking,
Hmm.
it's actually nice to have, because it
Okay.
will separate between your voice and also the music itself. So for that actually will help the audience listening, because our ears are kind of powerful. We can actually separate between voice and music altogether. So again, if you were to um, create a videos that are a mixture of talking,
Okay.
and probably some of the parts of your video you don't have any talking, then it's nice to have music all the way, so that when it goes into the part where you don't have to talk, then the music will actually ramp up, and then
Okay.
after that the music will be there, and then when you start talking again, then the music will actually duck down.
The feedback that
Yes.
I got the other day was this. The person who asked me that question then told me, what if the viewer likes the music more than their voice? then what happens?
Okay, then your music has to be very soft. It's actually basically okay. The music, right? It's actually just to separate the. It doesn't act as a distraction, but it acts
Okay.
as I would say it acts as a filter, so that people would not be bored just
Mm,
by listening to your voice.
mm,
You know,
mm, mm.
and of course, I think creating videos whenever you're talking, you have to be very good in articulation. You have to be good on your tone of voice. Whether at some points you need to be on a excited
Mm.
energy kind of voice, or if there's some parts you need to like mellow down, and so that people can like know what you're talking about. So it's really depends on what kind of music you
Okay.
include
And
inside your
suppose it's
video.
having that variety then.
Variety, yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically not making your video boring, I would say,
Mm,
to
got it.
include because of our ears is very
Yeah.
powerful. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can basically our ears basically they know whether which sound is voice, which
Mm,
sound is music, so they can
yeah.
actually differentiate.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, Matt King says I'm like looking at my YouTube video to see the retention rate. Yeah, go ahead and take a
Yeah.
look at your YouTube videos. Go
Yes.
to
Look
the
at the
analytics.
retention rate. The
Yes, go to the
analytics are
analytics.
so detailed, it's so
Yeah.
powerful. YouTube actually tells you everything you need to know about your video.
Yep.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't utilize it, they
Use.
don't maximize it. You go to your analytics and you can see right away on the graph at how many seconds the graph just drops and it just goes away. So if
Yeah.
you notice that, hey, on average, people are only watching 30 seconds, that means you are not getting into the point, you're not giving value, your videos all the same. So you know what, you may want to try something different.
Yep.
Again, here's one thing, right? Different channels have different audiences, which means different profile of people who are watching their videos. A lot of times, right, you've got to experiment with certain things in terms of how you're structuring your content as well. There's no one size fits all approach, because what works for my channel, the kind of videos that I produce for my channel, may not work for your channel. Some
Yes.
basic principles may remain the same, but the structure may not be different because our audiences are different. So this is where the analytics comes in, to look at, okay, you know what, if the retention rate, if people are dropping off 30 seconds into the video, you know what, there must be something I'm consistently doing, that all my videos are only 30 seconds and people are dropping off. So that you might want to change that approach, and try something else, and then see if the stats improve. If it doesn't, then try something else, do a lot of research, be a student. And again, model excellence. I love modeling excellence, in the sense that I go and look at videos that are getting very high views, and I'm looking at how are they putting those videos together, what is it that I can try to also inject into the videos that we are making. Yeah, so yeah, good job. Please go and look at your analytics, and study the analytics. I look at my analytics every day
Every
these days. For someone who don't even play shares or the stock market, I feel like I'm a stock market person now, because every day I'm looking at YouTube analytics and the ups and the downs. But yeah.
Okay, so we have Rahul here,
Hey,
and
that name
Rahul.
sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, Rahul actually asked a question. What kind of music so that it's not distracting? Back to what kind of videos you are creating or uploading. If you are creating something that is about ideas, ways, tips, it can be some sort of like high energy, so that you can get your audience pumped up to anticipate, okay, what's the next step, what's the next way, what is he going to say, what
But it
is
shouldn't be
he
too
going.
loud, right?
It shouldn't be too loud. Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Your voice has to be louder than your music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I've seen videos, where the voice is louder, but the volume is still about 20 to 30%, which means I can still hear it
Hear the
very
music.
prominently. And if it's a song that I like, then I'm just getting engaged with the song. So I think
That
the volume plays a big part, right? Just to have it as a nice, subtle, mellow
subtle.
background music. Yeah.
Yeah. I personally like to have background music on my videos. So if you notice on all my YouTube videos, I have this one music that I always put on for every
Ah,
video. So
okay.
yeah, that's actually just to differentiate, as in that was actually getting people to, like, be engaged to what I
Hmm.
want to say, because I'm still learning creating videos by the what do you call it, by my
We're all
mentor.
learning, right? We're all learning, right? So
Yeah,
what's the
so
volume that you're setting it to? Just to
okay, I set at minus 25 dB.
minus
Yeah,
25.
minus 25 dB. This
Okay.
is I'm actually creating my videos are all my videos are all on Final Cut Pro.
Okay.
So yeah,
Hmm.
so
So
actually
I
I
suppose different video editors,
different
the
videos.
setting may be different, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
I One of my another favorite app is the Adobe Premiere Rush. So
Hmm.
Adobe Premiere Rush is an app where it's really mind blowing. It's a sister app of Adobe Premiere Pro. So if you are not a professional video editor, so you might want to look into Adobe Premiere Rush to edit your videos really really nice, because if you actually include music right inside your video, they have this ability to auto duck your music when you are
Okay.
talking, and then ramp it up or bring it out when there's no voice at all. So it's really really beautiful, and they actually make sure that the music is not overpowering your voice.
And
Yeah,
that's
so
just in a click of a button.
it's a click of a button. You just
So
have to press.
I don't need to adjust it for the different
Nope.
scenes or the different parts. It's just I click a button. That's my kind of software.
Yes. I think most people, I feel, for me, I feel that editing videos shouldn't be too difficult. It shouldn't be difficult actually.
Okay.
So that's one of the app that I love to use, Adobe Premiere Rush. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and check it out. It's free to use, but they are limiting to 3 videos download exporting when you first use the app. But if you want to go ahead and continue using it, it's about $13 a month. So
So
it's not expensive.
is that like 3 videos a month?
No, 3 videos for one time. If you're actually using it free. Yeah, if you're
Okay.
actually using it free, once you max out your 3 videos, and they will ask you to upgrade. Yeah,
Okay.
but
But I
but
suppose it's still nice of them to give 3 videos, right? With full functions.
correct.
Watermark, no watermark.
Mark.
Now watermark. Okay, that's nice. I think it's still nice to test it out with three
Yes,
videos.
correct,
Perfect. Yeah.
correct. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm gonna share on the third tip. Okay, my third tip is to plan ahead. I think this is something like storyboarding. Yeah, to make sure your video are truly engaging. The information or the message that you want to put across has to be concise and to the point. I think Jit did mention earlier on, your intent of your videos, it has to be to the point. What you want to, like, tell your audience, what do you want them to get out of this video. So it's really important to plan ahead. So what I normally do, planning ahead to create all my videos, I have a video script. Yeah, so I have a video script. I make sure that it's conversational kind of video script, so that I know what I want to put across, what kind of messages I want to put across. uh, Basically it's more of like to make sure that you are on the right track, and you won't ramble on topics that you don't want to talk about, but you did not talk about the topic that you actually want to talk about, so it doesn't go off track. So have that video script ahead with you before you click on the record button. Yeah, so what do you think of this tip number 3, Jit? I know
Planning.
you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Planning,
know you
planning, planning. It's important. Yeah.
I know you are someone whom actually also practice storyboarding. Yeah. And I
Definitely.
feel storyboarding is not difficult also. So you just have to make sure what kind of scenes you want to have next,
Mm.
what kind of topic you want to have next, and then you after that you go ahead and plan your videos and then upload your videos. And after
Yeah.
you upload the videos, back to where we shared earlier on, to make sure you check on your analytics to see whether your videos that you uploaded are engaging enough.
Yeah, because end of the day, right? To quote one of my good buddies, Rahul, and what he would say, end of the day, we are telling a story.
Yes.
With any video that we're doing, we are telling a story, and the whole point of the story is to take someone from point A to point B.
Mm,
And we want to make sure it's a good journey.
yep.
And this is something that really it's so important. Telling good stories is so important, and every video that we make, again, it could be any kinds of videos. Like I
Yeah.
say, you go back to the intent, to the kind of videos we're making, whether it's a marketing video, it's a sales video, it's an educational video, it's a short vlog video, whatever video that we're making, we are selling an idea to the viewers, and we are telling a story with that idea. So we want to make sure it's a good story. We can't just wing it, like, turn on a camera and just ramble away and just talk, because what's going to happen is that it's going to be all over the place. We
Yeah.
ourselves may lose focus, right, on what
Correct. Correct.
exactly we're trying to put across. So this is where storyboarding comes into play, and from storyboarding to the scripting. So what is storyboarding? For example, what is the opening? That means
Yeah.
the first 20 seconds. What is the purpose of the first 20 seconds? For me, the first 20 to 30 seconds is to tell the audience what they're going to learn today, with the
Yeah. Straight
video
to the point.
itself.
Straight to
So
the
straight
point.
to the point. So if you look at our Elevate video series, which we've just launched on the Ideas and Inspiration channel a couple of months ago, the Elevate series is meant to be training videos. So
Yeah.
every video that's uploaded, it's a specific topic, and it's a wide variety of topics it's going to be. So far, we've got 3 videos. But if you
Mm,
notice how the video start itself, in that first 30 seconds, the person who's going to be doing the training is just going to say what's their name and what are they
yeah.
going to be training about. So it's like, for example, hey, my name is Jit, and today I'm going to be sharing with you how to create engaging video content. That's it. So so people know right away what it's about, and then the intro clip comes in, and then
Mm,
after that, it's to get straight into the point. Hey, what? Welcome back. Here's my first tip for today, and people
mm,
know that, hey, what? These people are serious about sharing. They're not going to hold anything back, because the reality is this. Okay, there are a lot of skeptics out there. I myself sometimes am a skeptic. When someone says that, what, they're going to teach me something, my first thought always goes to, sure or not. What are they trying to sell me? Are they
yeah.
really going to share, or are they going to say, okay, what? To learn more, here's a program you need to buy. So people are, it's going on out there. So because of that, I think a lot of people are skeptics. I know sometimes I am. And the faster you can show people that, hey, what? You are there to add value to them, that's when you're going to engage people. So no, I truly believe in planning ahead, in scripting, in storyboarding, because I think this helps maintain that focus on what that video is about, to make sure that we are always adding value, we are not going off track, and we are
Yes.
telling a good story through our videos. So yeah, so yeah, I agree with you for sure.
I think what you said earlier on is one of the tip that I want to share also. It's I've been researching and looking at some of the very popular YouTube content creators and yourself, especially your YouTube channel. I feel that the bonus tip I'm going to share is the open and close loops. So basically, like I mentioned, the open loop, like what you said, the open loop is where you start talking about your idea, about what you want
Mm,
to share, and then you leave it to the end to wrap it up. So it's
okay.
something like, if for example, if I say, today I'm going to share with you about 3 tips on how to create engaging content. So people, like you mentioned, it's people know what you want to say
Mm.
already, and then they will be, oh, okay, this is what they are going to share. This is what this person is
And
going to
if they
share.
want, the third tip, they got to wait till the end, right? Yeah, because you did say 3 tips.
Correct.
Yeah.
So basically, the beauty about this open and closed loops, right? It's um, I feel that you leave an enticing topic out in the open, and then basically you open it without closing it, without finishing it, and then people I feel personally people are almost guaranteed to keep watching.
Mm.
Yeah, and then go back again to see your audience retention rate, where they actually dropped, and where actually it peaks. So from there, you can know how to be better, how to create your video better, and how to, like maybe more on your work on your articulation, work on how you can put the point across. Yeah, so everything you can see on the on the audience retention or audience analytics,
Mm.
that is where you should be able to know what kind of video content that you should create.
Okay. I suppose the
Yeah.
biggest the mistake that I generally see when it comes to open and closed loops is this. I think a lot of people misunderstand the open loop being, if let's just say my point is, my video is on how to create engaging content, and I keep people waiting till the end of the video to actually tell them how to make engaging content, but believe me, if that is what you're doing, right, if that's your idea of open and loop, it's not going to work. Because again, if you're making a 10-minute video, 15-minute video, and you only get to the point of your video in the last 5 minutes thinking it's a very good open close loop strategy, it's not going to work. Because you know why? People would have already clicked away. So I think it's where, like what Renee just said, it's knowing the right way to open and close. Like, if you're going to share 3 tips, you're telling them by the end of this video, I would have shared with you 3 tips that's going to allow you to make better video content. And then you get into tip number 1 straight away, so that people know that, okay, there's no fluff. These people are true to their word. And then now you pace your tips. From tip 1, you pace it to tip 2. It's got to be a good balance between the tips, and this is where the storyboarding and the scripting comes into play. And finally, you go into tip number 3. Maybe if it's a 15-minute video, maybe 10 minutes into the video, then it's tip number 3, and that paces it out really nice. So yeah, I feel this is the part where we need to get right. We got to know what the strategy is, and we got to know how to utilize the strategy.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I feel it's not difficult to create engaging video content that are engaging. I feel that you just need to practice, and also it's about trial and error as well. So there's a lot of things that I try also when it comes to video. I mean, as a videographer, it's easy for me to advise my client to know what kind of videos that are engaging. But when it comes to my own video, I take
Now
a lot on
you've got some good videos. Yeah, I've seen your channel. You've got some good videos. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it's a practice that you have to make sure you have when you create your own videos, especially
But
to make sure that it's engaging.
but it's
Yeah.
very different, right? When you do it for others and you do it for yourself.
Definitely, especially when you have to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's I'm really very always behind the camera. So this is because of the situation right now. I am not say obligated, but it's something that I wanted to do for a long time, but
Mm.
it didn't get materialized
So
until
this gave you the push that you needed, right?
this give me the push to like sit down. Okay, Rini, I'm gonna do this. Let's do it. Yeah. So, uh, it's a whole lot of different process altogether, because it's I don't do it for client anymore. I'm actually doing it for my own. So it's definitely something that new to me. But with people like Jade, with people or like some of my friends who are already in the bandwagon, been advising me on a lot of stuff, which is really really good and very empowering, I feel. Yeah. So let me just share again one more time on the tips that I did earlier. I mean, we shared earlier. So tip number 1, of course, know your audience. Make sure you know what your audience want. So to know what your audience want, you can create a poll. You can create feedback form to know what your audience looking for, know their pain points, and know what are they commenting and what are they asking on certain Facebook groups or something like that. Yeah. So the next tip is be clear, Be clear also can means the articulation of your words. Be clear can also means to have a very good microphone, so that invest on good microphones, so that your videos is of good quality in terms of the audio. In that way, people would not be swiping up your videos and will not skip your videos, and they feel intrigued to listen to what you want to say, or what you want to put your message across. The bonus thing about another way is to create subtitles to your videos. So in that way, if the audience are actually watching your videos sound off, they know what your video is all about. And if your content is intriguing, if your content is good, then they would want to turn the sound off. So that's one of I personally practice as well, to create captions or to create subtitles. So the last tip is to plan ahead, is to get your storyboarding up. What is your opening? What is your ending? And what is the message in between that you want to give to your audience? So make sure it's concise, to the point, and definitely I personally feel that you need a video script, so that you don't go off track, you don't ramble, you don't say things that not supposed to be in your video content. Yeah, so that is the three tips that I can share with you in this live video. And I want to thank Jit for coming on board with me. Yeah. Okay, wait, Jade, you are muted.
Good audio, right? I was just testing, So that was a live example of how
Right.
frustrating it can be to watch a video without audio.
He's like talking,
Yeah,
and
I
then
was just talking, right? Yeah. No, I was saying, it's been an absolute pleasure to have been on your show. Thank you for inviting me as the guest on your
thank
first live session. It's a pleasure. Always happy to be on shows like this, to just share what I know, because we all are learning. And I learned a lot as well today. So thank you for that.
yep.
And yeah,
Yeah, so thank you to everyone who stayed around in this YouTube live, and I hope whatever we have shared is of good use, and you can practice and keep on creating your videos. Remember, it's all about try and error. It's all about practice, and it takes time. Don't be too hard on yourself when you see your retention rate very low. Yeah, so keep creating and keep asking your audience what they want to hear, what they want from you. Sometimes they want your thought process, but what kind of thought process that they want from you? So ask your audience. Yeah, so thank you so much for being here. Thank you once again, Jit,
thank
for
you.
coming.
Bye bye. Thanks for having
Bye.
me. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. It's been a
Thank you,
pleasure.
guys. Bye.